It's 2023. We're all just kind of hoping the world isn't getting ready to end, and you're sitting at home wanting to start a podcast. Some things you're going to need are a catchy title, a trendy coffee mug, and a microphone. The mic I'm recording on today is the Fifine K688 Amplitank Dynamic Podcast microphone, and at only $80, I am absolutely loving the quality of audio I'm getting here. If you like this video or find it helpful in any way, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I typically do gaming content and guides, but every once in a while I give some tips on how to upgrade your stream setup, like how to add a counter in this video here. I will start out by saying that this microphone was provided by Fifine for the purpose of a review. The Amazon link will be down in the description below. And if you use that link, it actually supports the channel, so thank you. But it's a microphone and you can literally hear it, so there's no way to actually hide what you're going to be getting here. I will also say this is a 2-mode microphone. It's got XLR and USB-C that you can use to power it and connect it to your computer. And for the video, mostly I'm going to be using the XLR setup, and I'll let you know when I'm going to have USB-C in. So in terms of I/O, it's pretty simple. On the back of the mic, there's an XLR in, USB-C in. They actually do give you a USB-C cable. It's USB-C to USB-A, so you do not need a USB-C on your computer. The device just uses that input. Fifine does not provide an XLR cable. Just full disclosure, it's not normal to do that, so no knocks against them or anything, as these are more premium cables, but you can get them for around $10 to $15. Like, you could buy a $1,000 microphone and it's not going to come with an XLR cable. So the K688 is equipped with a low sensitivity dynamic capsule. This effectively isolates the annoying ambient noise, even if you're in a noisy recording environment. Whenever you set your mic up, you'll actually want to go to your volume levels and check where they are to make sure nothing is registering around you. Some PCs can be loud, so as long as you go in to fine tune the gain, you will be good here. This is a pretty much plug and play setup. If you have an interface like a Focusrite, Wavelink, Go XLR, to get XLR into your PC, you just plug this bad boy right in. You don't need a cloud lifter or anything like that. This thing has got plenty of power. It does not require 48V phantom power. You can literally just plug in the XLR or the USB-C and go. If you use a digital mixer, you do want to take some time and set up your gates and your gain and all of that and make sure it looks good before you go live. Actually, you want to do that no matter what. If you don't quite have an XLR setup yet, have no fears. The K688 still maintains the consistent convenience you've come to know through Fifine with a USB-C connection. It is important to note that the mute and the gain knobs on the mic itself only work in the USB-C mode. When it comes to the XLR mode, you're most likely going to have something else that controls those things, and it's not actually controlled through the cable. This mic does come with a built-in shock mount, which is good for if you are always talking with your hands or knocking your table. And the windscreen is removable, so if you find an aftermarket one that you enjoy the color of, or if you're like me and you prefer the bigger windscreens for an even more effective reduction in the pop, then you should be able to find one that fits just fine. In fact, let's do a test here. Let's try. This is my normal stream mic. I'm sure some of you know what that mic is. It looks very familiar. Windscreen just pops off. Boom. It actually looks just like my mic that I use on stream. I'll put an image like up on the screen so you can see. It's a beautiful looking mic, and like I said, it's 80 bucks. Sounds great, and you can get something like this to customize it even further. There's also a 3.5mm headphone input for latency-free monitoring, a headphone control knob, and a gain knob, which, like I said, is only usable in the USB-C mode. I use this mic on stream and literally nobody said anything. I didn't tell anyone about it. I literally just set the mic up, and like I said, it looks exactly the same. It worked great. If you're into video games and want to come hang out on stream anytime, you can come do that. Twitch.tv/precision. We're there every night. But back to the mic. So now we're going to do a quick little test. I'm going to swap this over to USB-C mode so we can see how that compares to the XLR input. So here we are in the USB-C mode. If you don't know the difference between XLR and USB-C, XLR has a balanced cable, which reduces interference between the electronics even further and produces a more crisp and sound audio quality. USB-C is totally usable, and it will get you by, and especially if you're streaming, it sounds totally fine. And in terms of USB-C, this mic sounds really good. I've used the Blue Yeti, I've used the Wavelink, and trust me, this is a good quality USB-C mic with an upgrade path to XLR if you do want that extra good quality. But like I said, in USB-C mode, the onboard gain and mute does work now. So if you just You just tap the mic, it will stop registering voice. For this audio level, I have gain about 55 to 60%. And of course, you want to stay between 2 to 6 inches away from the mic itself. Now back to XLR. So now a couple of recommendations directly from Fifine on how to operate the microphone. If you are familiar with dynamic mics, you kind of understand the setup. You want it tilted towards your mouth, not straight up. If I was talking like this, it would probably sound fine, but you could tell a difference, I'm probably going to assume. You want to be talking down into the chute of the mic, and the recommended distance is about 2 to 6 inches. I move when I talk, so I'm about there most of the time. Over time, you'll understand where the best range is, and you'll find what works best for you. It is also recommended to use this mic with a boom arm. They include the adapter, so you can put this on basically any aftermarket boom arm you find. I have it set up on the Elgato low profile arm that swings under the monitors. Very cool. Link to that will also be in the description if you want it. Also supports the channel. And again, just remember that whenever it's connected to the XLR, you do need to manually adjust the audio and mute it on the external interface where your mic is connected through. Most should have at least some manual volume knobs. If not, you should download the Wavelink software, which will be down in the description by Elgato. It's a very good and very easy to use digital mixer that's free, and it's actually what I'm running this through right now. So overall, what do I think about the K688 dynamic microphone from Fifine? Well, for $80, I really don't know how you can beat it. It's versatile and works in any setup. If you do not have XLR, you can run it with a USB. If you don't have USB-C, you can still run it with USB. If you do have a nicer setup or plan to get one in the future, you can have it as a good upgrade path for when you get that XLR input. And it's got a really familiar look that I think a lot of you are going to appreciate on camera. It's a classic all black design. They removed the RGB that was on their previous mics, so it fits into more setups. And overall, I think anybody who has this on their podcast or stream setup would be happy to do so. I know I've enjoyed using it, and I'm sure we'll probably actually use it some more. But that is it for me. Like I said, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful in any way, please give it a thumbs up because that helps a ton. If you're new around here and enjoy the content, please consider subscribing for more videos in the future. I have a pretty fun one coming up. Like I said, I do stream every single night over at twitch.tv/precision. So if you want to come hang out, play some games and all that, feel free to hop in anytime. Eve, thank you so much for supplying this microphone, and Fifine, thank you so much for having me do this review. Thank you all so much for clicking on this video, and happy podcasting.